But maybe you were lucky. Maybe you were told by your parents that porn was bad. And when you asked, "Mom, why is it bad to watch porn?" Your mom didn't say much. All she said was that porn is an immoral thing to view. And you were scared. After all, something immoral is scary. Scary, agreed. But how harmful could it be? You wondered. With that simple thought, you weren't really that scared anymore. How harmful could porn be? You kept asking yourself. One fateful day, you were curious, you were horny, or you wanted to see what boobs looked like. You had a device, you had an internet connection, you were all alone in your room, and bam! 10 years later, thanks to your lucky stars, you were reading the chapter on sexual transmutation in Napoleon Hill's book, or you were reading a tweet by one of the influencers you're following on Twitter who mentioned something called NoFap, and bam again! You're here on this YouTube channel watching this video. Everyone has their origin story of how they learned about NoFap. But no matter what your route to NoFap is, what you will learn after 2 or 3 relapses is that NoFap is war. And just like a soldier going to war, you have to know what to expect and be fully prepared. In this video, I outline 8 checklists you need to have completed before you even start NoFap at all. After completing all these checklists, you can now deem yourself ready to complete the NoFap challenge. This means you're starting your NoFap in the best way possible and you're not leaving it to chance and risking relapsing without completing the challenge. Stage 1. The litmus test. Let's assume that you've not done NoFap before and you would like to give it a try. You should know that the majority of people out there don't believe they can be addicted to porn in the first place, let alone believe that they are porn addicts. As a matter of fact, when I mention the concept of NoFap or semen retention to people, it usually sounds ridiculous to them. It's almost impossible for them to comprehend the fact that something as enjoyable and as mainstream as porn can be posing a danger to their sex life and their overall well-being. They're like, me? Addicted to porn? Get off your aisles, dude. So, for the sake of argument, I'm assuming you're not yet convicted that you're a porn addict. I'm assuming you're still a part of the skeptic crowd. I'm assuming that after seeing all that you've seen online about NoFap and porn addiction, you still can't bring yourself to believe that you're a porn addict. You don't believe your condition is as worse as those people's accounts you've been reading on the NoFap forums. So deep down, you don't really believe that NoFap could do much for you. I sympathize with you, really, because I've been where you currently are. For you to be certain you're an addict that needs help, here's a litmus test for you to take. 1. Track your porn viewing hours throughout the week. Better yet, try to recall how many hours you spent watching porn last week. If you come up with a number greater than 3 hours per week, you have a porn addiction, my friend. 2. How many times do you jerk off to porn during a week? If your number is greater than 1, you have a porn and masturbation addiction. 3. If you still can't believe you're a PMO addict, this last test is the tiebreaker. Go for 2 weeks without watching porn, without masturbating, and without fantasizing porn. If you can do this without any stress, you don't have a PMO addiction yet. But if your 2 weeks have a relapse in between, or the 2 weeks was like a Vietnam battle between you, your brain, and your body, you definitely have a PMO addiction. Stage 2. The PMO education stage. The primary aim at this stage of preparation for the NoFap challenge is to discover the negative side effects that excessive porn watching can or is already having on your life. Maybe you've tried NoFap before or you're doing it for the first time. This is the gateway step to it all. Get educated and get convicted on the side effects of excessive PMOing on your life. Read up on the negative effects of excessive PMOing. You will get a lot of materials online for this. There is the Reddit thread of NoFap and there is the NoFap website itself. And there's our website where you can get hundreds of blog posts on anything related to NoFap. All links to these resources can be found in the description below. Read accounts of people like you and how their lives have been transformed when they stopped jerking off to internet porn. Although you'll encounter some exaggerated and ludicrous claims on these forums, you should still be able to pick one or two things that resonate with you the most. If you need a scientific proof of most things you'll be seeing on these forums, you can do a further search on the web for the science behind porn addiction. I'd recommend you start with reading a book called Your Brain on Porn, written by Gary Wilson. God rest his beautiful soul. In the book, you will learn all the studies that have been conducted on porn and masturbation addiction. Also, there is the Your Brain on Porn website where you can see the studies. But if you are hard pressed on time or you're enjoying this video so much that you don't want to leave, here are a few side effects and all symptoms that are common to most porn addicts. 1. Wasting precious hours surfing the net for porn. 2. Lack of energy because of the tremendous energy wasted on constant masturbation and ejaculation. 3. Low testosterone levels. 4. Hypofrontality. 5. Brain fog, where you can't remember your dreams, can't sustain conversation because your working memory is affected by porn, forgetfulness, lack of focus and concentration, and porn thoughts always popping up in your head during the course of the day. 6. Porn-induced erectile dysfunction. 7. Loss of desire in real sex with a partner, and this usually stems from porn desensitization and chronic masturbation for both men and women. 8. Objectification of women, where porn trains your brain to believe that women are only created to be used as sex objects. 9. Emotional numbness. 10. Depression resulting from a low number of D2 receptors in your brain. 11. Chronic lateness to important things. 12. Bruised penis or bruised vagina. 13. Procrastination on important things. 14. Acne and skin paleness in extreme cases. 15. Porn-induced social anxiety, and a lot more. The reason why this education stage is vital to kickstarting your NoFap journey is if you're already a porn addict, some of these things I just listed will have already manifested in your life. So you should try to write down all the things you've noticed as the negative side effects or symptoms of excessive PMOing you've been experiencing in your own life. And this brings us to the next stage. Stage 3. The cost evaluation stage. Now that you're sure you're a porn addict and have educated yourself about porn addiction and NoFap, and have written down those symptoms and side effects of porn addiction you've been noticing in your own life, the next thing to do is to ask yourself some difficult questions. And those questions are: 1. The symptoms and side effects of PMO addiction I just wrote, how problematic are they for me? 2. Are they affecting the quality of my life in any way I can think of? 3. Are they things I can continue to live with, or do I need to get rid of them? 4. In the next 10 years, how will my life be with these symptoms and side effects still around? The answers to these questions will determine whether you will do what it takes to complete the NoFap challenge or not. From my personal experience with NoFap, the greater the problem, the more the need for change. And as a result, the more resolved people are to stick with the NoFap challenge when they start. For instance, if your PMO addiction symptoms are erectile dysfunction and emotional numbness, you will feel the strong need to correct these symptoms, because the survival of your relationships or your marriage might depend on it. In contrast, if your PMO addiction symptoms are lack of energy and a lack of focus, you might feel like you can live with these symptoms, and you might start using caffeine and other stimulants to stay awake and stay active throughout the course of your day. You will eventually pay the price for these shortcuts, but the need to sacrifice porn for energy and focus might not be present for you right now. So what you ultimately need to figure out at this stage is what the symptoms and the side effects of your PMO addiction will cost your future self. That is, the next 10 years you. Until you're clear on what this addiction will ultimately cost you, you won't feel the need to stick with the challenge. Until you're clear on what this addiction will ultimately cost your future self, don't bother starting NoFap. Stage 4. The environmental sanitation stage. Now that you're convicted that you have a PMO addiction related problem, and now that you're clear on the need to reverse this situation, it's time to start preparing for your 90-day NoFap challenge. For reboot changes to be seen rapidly, I usually advise people to go for the normal or the hard mode of NoFap. Of course, these NoFap modes are easier said than done. Chances are that if you're really addicted to PMOing, you will be having cravings for porn. The first step to preventing a relapse on NoFap is to make your environment anti-porn. So, delete all the porn on all your devices, and after that, block all future access to porn on all of your devices. If you want to learn how to block all access to porn on all your devices, including the devices of your kids, all for free of charge, check out this book, link in the description below. Stage 5. The withdrawal preparation stage. To start your NoFap challenge the right way, you should be aware that there will be some withdrawal symptoms in the early days of your reboot. I've made a comprehensive video about the withdrawal you can expect in your NoFap. You can find the video somewhere up here. After you've known what withdrawals to expect, you quickly find that cravings for porn and masturbation is the king of all withdrawal symptoms. So, what you can do at this stage of preparation is to write down the things you would do to beat these cravings when they arise. In fighting porn cravings, some of the most effective approaches are: 1. Take a walk outside, and when you get back, take a cold shower. 2. If it's in the middle of the night, you can do push-ups and then take a cold shower. 3. Meditation. 4. Deep breathing. 5. Squeeze a tennis ball or throw a ball against the wall. And there are also other techniques to use to beat withdrawal symptoms, and you can find a video up here I made detailing how to beat withdrawal symptoms on NoFap. Stage 6. The habit revamp stage. Something led you to porn. And no, it's not because you were an unsupervised horny teenager. It's something much more profound, something much more internal, and something much deeper than being horny. Until you figure this thing out and deal with it, chances are that you'll still feel the need to use porn as a means of escaping that reality. Doesn't matter if you are 1 year into NoFap, if you leave this thing unattended to, you might go back to using porn. Most of these underlying issues that drive people to porn can include childhood trauma, poor self-image, depression, loneliness, social anxiety, and so on. Aside from the clinical problems which you should consult a therapy or physician for, most of these issues can be flipped by picking up empowering habits. And the good news is that NoFap provides you with the perfect platform to revamp your habit cycles. You will have that extra energy, you will have that extra kick in your step, and you will have the time to work on becoming a better version of yourself on NoFap. These are some examples of new habits that people have reported working on more when they are on NoFap. Exercising, meditating, listening to other people more, cutting junks from the diet, reading more books, cooking, and so on. These new habits not only help you become a new and better version of yourself, but they also make your NoFap challenge super easy. You are effectively substituting your porn watching habit with empowering habits, and in more than 50 years of research on habit change, habit substitution has been found to be the most effective model. So predetermine the new empowering habits you would like to be working on when you're NoFap, and make plans around your schedule to make room for these habits in your life. Stage 7. The relapse stage. Relapsing is not the end of your NoFap challenge. It simply marks the beginning of another phase. Relapse is a normal part of recovery from porn and masturbation addiction. The only mistake you can make when you relapse is not learn the reasons why you relapsed and be mindful of those triggers in the future. Know that if you relapse in your NoFap, you have to continue with the challenge and not get disheartened. And also know that no matter how short your NoFap spell was, your brain has already started rewiring itself, and due to this small brain change, your life will never be the same again. This brings me to the final stage you need to be prepared for before you embark on your NoFap journey. Stage 8. get this ultimate NoFap tool. When you want to start your NoFap challenge, here is a tool that will make your NoFap journey super easy and will make you stay off the relapse lane as much as possible. A World Without Porn is a porn addiction course I created that has everything you will ever need to complete the NoFap hard mode challenge easily. What you will get in this course include a book that has helped thousands of PMO addicts break their porn and masturbation addiction, a way to completely block porn on all your laptops, tablets, and mobile phones free of charge on as many devices as you want. Even you can't get around these features. CSI can't get around these features. A diary where you can journal, plan your schedule, track your time, choose your habits, and track them. A complete and easy to prepare NoFap diet that will boost your willpower by up to 400%. A custom professionally made neuro-based hypnosis MP3 for breaking porn addiction. A porn addiction MP3 that automatically reverses the porn addiction pathways in your brain and kickstarts your brain wiring process. And as a bonus for purchasing the course now, you will get my premium hypnosis MP3 for financial success, success at work, more self-confidence, better self-esteem, better decision-making, better physical health, better mental health, for mindfulness, defeating sadness, and attracting love. At face value, this course is worth almost $150. But if you take action now, while I'm doing this giveaway promo, you can get the course for just $16.99. The link to the course is in the description below. Why? Why am I doing this giveaway? I'm doing this giveaway because I want you to successfully break your porn and masturbation addiction. Your well-being and happiness depends on it. Now, if you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more insightful NoFap videos like this one. See you in the next one.